Endangered species. Have you ever thought about all the things this world has lost? From the dinosaurs to the dodo bird, we have experienced the loss of whole species never to be seen again. Therefore, we need to change the way we do things right now, or more species will die. Ultimately, a lot of species are going extinct, but very few people are doing things about it. But once we decrease the impact of poaching, protect the endangered animals, and help them in the future, we should start to see a change in this bad cycle. Let's begin this discussion with how to decrease the impact of poaching. First of all, poaching is the illegally hunting or capturing of wild animals. There are several ways to lower the effects of poaching. The first example is to get the government involved in this process. I mean this by creating new laws in order to help protect the species that are becoming endangered. To further explain, these said laws could be something such as creating a law that allows a government agency to form and head the crisis of poaching. We can also help solve this devastating issue by getting the military involved. If you increase the amount of military action in the national reserves, it will greatly decrease the number of poachers in that area. Another way to lower the amount of poaching is to increase the risk of criminals pursuing this act. We can do this by creating laws that will punish criminals with large offenses. Some examples could be higher fines and longer jail time. The threat of lifetime in jail might be incentive enough to help stop the poachers from continuing their illegal pastime. We can also reduce the reward that criminals get for poaching the animals. In order to pursue this action, we could lower the prices rewarded for getting the precious materials such as ivory. Have any of you ever desired to see an animal that has been extinct for many years?
Yeah, the Tasmanian tiger.
And you?
Woolly mammoth.
And you?
Passenger pigeon.
Well, you can't. This is because all the factors that went into the process of extinction in these animals. Just like poachers, we too can harm these precious animals. Certain things we do in our everyday life can affect how these animals live. One example is littering. The garbage that we sometimes think is harmless is actually very harmful. If you think littering one piece of garbage is not a big deal, and everyone in the world thinks the same thing, that's 7 billion pieces of trash that are just floating in our lakes, rivers, and just sitting on our land, ready to be eaten by whatever. One of the major littered items in this world is plastic. For instance, if you go outside and you let a balloon go into the air, it's going to go up, but you don't really think about what happens to it after the fact, when it comes down. It could really just end up anywhere, such as the ocean. Think for instance a sea turtle accidentally eats a balloon thinking it's a jellyfish, because jellyfish are a major part of their diet. And ultimately the sea turtle is going to choke and die on that piece of plastic that you thought was harmless and didn't mean anything. Another large factor in extinction is the emissions of dangerous chemicals. This world issue is harming animals and the environment. There are many different types of contamination, such as water, air, and soil pollution. We as people can reduce our carbon footprint to help protect the wildlife. To do this, we could ride a bike to work instead of taking the car or bus. We can also help by using more biodegradable products and eat more whole foods. By doing this, we reduce the amount of harmful herbicides and pesticides that are distributed onto our crops on a daily basis. To find more ways to help our environment, talk to your local DNR. Lastly, we can help prevent the extinction of future animals. The way we can achieve this goal is to put the endangered species into sanctuaries or zoos. I know this sounds inhumane, however, if worst comes to worst, this is what must be done in order to protect the animals that we still have today. In these safe areas, We will make sure to treat the animals with respect and kindness. They will be given sanctuaries that are very similar to their habitats and where they came from. Here, they could possibly mate and make more of the species so that they can eventually be brought back into the world. Think about a beloved pet that you have, whether it be your dog, cat, or parakeet. How would you feel if one of those animals were dying off?
I wouldn't like it.
And you?
Very upset.
And you? All of you answered with a negative saying. Keep those animals in your thoughts next time you go to litter, drive, or harm an animal. The lives of any and all animals matter, just as much as your dogs. So, in closing, take with you the wise words of Steve Irwin. If I have to save a koala, a crocodile, a kangaroo, or a snake, mate, I'll do it.